Well, this was ugly. And I gotta say, by the time when this game was at 4-0 and when Rayado scored that fourth goal in the 70th minute via penalty, I pretty much stopped watching this game. And I'm pretty sure a lot of Sporting KC fans probably did the same thing as I did. They probably stopped watching this game and probably not pay attention anymore because they know that this game is over. And also this two-legged affair is over. And at the end of the day, the final score of this was 5-0. And yeah, it looks like Monterrey is going to be moving on into the CCL final, and potentially they're going to be facing Tigres, because in the other semifinal game, Tigres actually beat Santos Laguna 3-0 in the first leg, and it looks like it's going to be an all Mexican and also an all Monterrey kind of final in the CCL final. But in this game, like I said, it was very ugly, but the funny thing about this game is, for the first 7 minutes, Sporting KC was actually the better team. Like, Rayados, they really come off the gate very slow and very sloppily, and even gave up a couple of bad kind of ball in their own half that Sporting KC unfortunately could not take advantage of it. But then in the 8th minute, and really the first attack for Monterrey, well, actually the second attack. The first attack was on a counter attack from Monterrey where they had like a 5-on-2 situation, and it was really crazy to see how in the world did Rayados was able to go on the counter attack and have a 5-on-2 situation. And that was also one of the big downfall for Sporting KC in this game. I mean, not only the attack was stuttering in this game, not only it feels like they probably just score too many goals from that Montreal game, that in this game when they really need goals, that well kind of dried out a little bit because they used it a little bit too much against Montreal. But it was also the defense in this game for them. Like, it was just awful defending from them. They were just getting rolled over every time Rayados trying to break them. And then on the second time when they tried to, well, when Monterrey breaks them, it was just a simple through ball from Funes Mori that gives to Pabon, and then Pabon basically just buries that one to make it 1-0. And yeah, at that point, that really was the beginning of what would be just an absolute rout by Monterrey. And I have a feeling this goal really kind of deflated Sporting KC. Like, Sporting KC, they were, as I mentioned, they were playing very well for the first 7 minutes, but as soon as they gave up this goal against the run of play, yeah, you just had a feeling that this could be a very long night for Sporting KC, and indeed it was. 6 minutes later, Haddado basically makes it 2-0 for Monterrey, and then things did kind of calm down a little bit in this game. Sporting KC did kind of start managing this game a little bit better, because between minute 8 and probably minute 20, they were just getting ripped apart by Monterrey. It was like that, like Monterrey was just dominating throughout that part of the game, and they was just putting on a shooting gallery in front of the Sporting KC goal, and it looked like it could have got even more ugly than 2-0. But Sporting KC did kind of manage the game a little bit and did kind of try to get back to the level that Rayados was throughout this game. And at halftime, it was 2-0, and obviously it's not a good scoreline to head into halftime, and the fact that certainly Sporting KC hasn't played well whatsoever, but you would think that maybe they can get a goal in the second half. Maybe Peter Vermes will somehow find a way to motivate his squad, and maybe they can escape Monterrey with an away goal. No. Instead, it just gets worse in the second half. Gallardo scores in the 55th minute to make it 3-0 Monterrey, and then Johan Quase gave away a penalty because of a clumsy kind of challenge in the box. Sanchez, of course, buries that penalty away to make it 4-0 at that point, and that's when I basically switched the TV off, and I knew that this could potentially get really ugly. And then Pabon scored his second goal from Pizarro to make it 5-0 Monterrey. And to be fair, Pabon, despite the fact that he scored 2 goals in this game, he could have easily had 3 or 4 goals. Like, there was a couple ones that it was just, he had an open look at goal, and he just completely missed it. So, yeah, certainly he could have had more goals in this game, and this one could have got even more uglier than 5-0. It could have been 6, 7, or even 8-0 Monterrey if some of those chances that they had were able to bury into the back of the net. But at the end of the day, it was 5-0 for Monterrey, and yeah, this game is pretty much like, not only this game is over at the point when Monterrey starts scoring like third or fourth goal, but pretty much the two-legged affair is over. Like, I feel like after this game, I don't even need to make a review next week to do like a CCL second leg review between Sporting KC versus Monterrey, because, you know, unless Sporting KC can did what they did to Montreal a couple of days ago, where they were able to win 7-1, there is no way Sporting KC is going to go through into the final. Like, it would take an absolute miracle. It would be one of the greatest comeback we have ever seen in soccer for Sporting KC to basically come back from this. So, yeah. So, for Sporting KC, thanks for playing, but you were just simply outclassed in this game. Shots in this game, Monterrey had 18 shots compared to 6 that Sporting KC had. They had 11 shots on goal. It was an absolute shooting gallery. And Tim Melia, you know, he did his best to try to save a couple of them. But yeah, when you have 11 shots on goal and it's heading toward you, there is a high likely chance that you're going to concede at least 1 or 2 or even 3 goals, if that's how many shots that is put on goal, compared to just 2 that Sporting KC had. Monterrey had 4 shots off target compared to 3 that Sporting KC had, and there was 3 shots that was blocked from Rayados compared to 1 that Sporting KC had. And the only bright side in terms of the stats is that Sporting KC did dominate possession. They had 56% possession compared to 44 that Monterrey had. But it's clear that in this game, Rayados, they was just absolutely amazing in terms of playing the counterattack. And Sporting KC, they just look slow. Like, this game kind of in some way remind me of the Quakes versus LAFC game, where, you know, the Quakes, they were very slow in terms of the passing, very sloppy, and then every time they maybe get caught on the counterattack, that of course would lead to a goal. And it kind of is something similar to what happened in this game. So, yeah, certainly this is going to be, like, in the second leg for Sporting KC, what do you actually do in that game? Because at that point, you know, when you look at this scoreline, this two-legged affair is pretty much over. Do you decide to maybe put out some of your youth players and maybe get some of those Swope Park Rangers kind of players that is going to be playing for your squad? By the way, Swope Park Rangers is Sporting KC USL affiliate. So do you decide to put some of those guys in for some experience against Monterrey? And pretty much Monterrey, I have a feeling they're going to feel probably their B or C team in that second leg, because, you know, they know that this two-legged affair is over, and there's no need for them to put out the same starting 11 that they have in this game into the second leg. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what Peter Vermees do. I think for what he does now is that probably just focus on the league. Like, there's just no chance that they're going to come back from second leg, especially when they're now down 5-0. And maybe I'm not even going to do a review of the second leg, because it's just going to be me talking about, oh, Sporting KC, they kind of give a bit of a fight, but we knew it was going to be impossible after the first leg score. So, yeah, there you have it. That is pretty much it for my review of this game. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this game? I'm pretty sure it was a game that, if you're an MLS fan, clearly did not enjoy whatsoever. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of it? And yeah, I hope to see you guys next time.